Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, there is a secret in the sands of Egypt. A secret that Dr. Phibes knows. But isn't Dr. Phibes dead? No, not when he rises again. Tonight's movie, Dr. Phibes Rises Again.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! All hope is lost. Tonight. Coming off of last night's The Abominable Dr. Phibes, we are finishing off the double feature starring the irreplaceable Vincent Price. Yes, and that is Dr. Phibes. Dr. Phibes. I know, I still want to call him Phibes. Phibes sounds better to me. Anyways, Dr. Phibes rises again. Yes, so I am going to assume that you've seen the first Dr. Phibes movie before I tell you about, well, this one. So if you haven't, maybe you want to just pause the video, watch The Abominable Dr. Phibes, and then come back so that we can talk about the sequel, because there's a reason why it says Rises Again. By the way, the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Part 3, 31 Nights of Halloween Horror Lives Again, is kind of like inspired by these type of titles. So, just a little more you know. Anyways, so, Dr. Phibes Rises Again. Well, so after the ending of the first Phibes movie, The Abominable Dr. Phibes, where he and his wife, corpse of a wife, he decides to drain his blood and put embalming fluid in himself, and kind of like a sarcophagus type of situation, as the police are closing in on him, he lays in dormant until certain planetary movements align perfectly so that he rises again, so that he can bring his wife to this place in the desert, in the catacombs and the rocks and the ruins. An ancient wellspring of life exists, and he wants to utilize it to bring his dear wife back to life. However, he is not the only one who knows about this secret place. There is another who wants those secrets for himself. And so it is sort of a race to see who shall be able to bear the fruits of this once in a millennia type occurrence. Will it be the good doctor or the bad doctor who in his murderous ways? Or will it be the seemingly nice and handsome debonair archaeologist with the more selfish and self-serving motivations? Well, you'll have to watch to find out. So let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and gore, it's another 2 out of 5. There are some crushing, some scorpioning, some pokings, and a bunch of other interesting and a little bit bloody goodies. But honestly, they're probably a little more tame than the first movie, but still, actually, quite violent for for this kind of movie. So 2 out of 5. Shock value, once again, it's a 1 out of 5, but some of the shock is also in the what the F-duppedness is going on in this movie, because it is a weird movie. It is a strange movie. So let's move on. Shock value 1 out of 5. Plot 2 out of 5. Like, so it's weird and ridiculous and pretty nonsensical in my opinion. And it is just, it's like you can follow it, but the story is just so like bare. It's literally just, hey, these two guys are trying to get the water of life, and they are kind of like doing this sort of chess match dance, all the while the police from the first movie believe that, oh man, Dr. Phibes is back and now we have to stop him and we have to go all the way to Egypt to do it. And it's like, I mean, I understand and appreciate them. They're there for comic relief and I do enjoy them, but it really doesn't fit in the story. I mean, like, do they really have jurisdiction during this? I mean, what are they doing? Like, they're all of a sudden international Scotland Yard or something. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, the plot is kind of a mess, but I'll forgive it. 2 out of 5. Acting, once again, a 4 out of 5. Vincent Price, just the greatest. They changed the actress who played his I would say his sort of, I guess, supernatural apprentice or whatever, man. Like the one in the first, she is just smoking awesome hot. Like, man, this one, she's still beautiful, don't get me wrong, but like there is, like, we're talking 10 versus an 8, maybe an 8.5, but a little disappointing, but they all do a great job. And plus, the girl doesn't talk. She emotes without words and acts with actions, not dialogue. So, anyways, 4 out of 5. Moving on to Nudity, and 0 out of 5. Look, like, it's just not going to happen for these films. And when it does happen, actually, sometimes it's like, wow, I'm surprised. But not this time. 0 out of 5. Moving on to enjoyment factor, I am once again giving this a 4 out of 5, even though it's weird and it's not as awesome as the first movie. It's still very enjoyable, and plus, it is Vincent Price, and just he is a treasure. And the little bit of the story here and there is enough to keep you entertained, but honestly, there's some good visuals in this movie, and honestly, I didn't really talk about it much in the first review of the first movie, but there are some pretty good set designs, some pretty good visuals, and it definitely has this sort of ethereal surrealness to it. Both of the films, which I quite enjoy. So 4 out of 5. But my overall impression is it's a 3 out of 5. It is not as good as the first one, but it is still worthwhile. And if you're going to watch the first one, you should watch the second one. Honestly, it would have been interesting if they ever did a third one, but I guess, they were whatever happens, right? I'm not going to give anything away. Anyways, but still, solid movie, solid acting, weird, strange, little violent, little bloody, but just good old-fashioned, old-school horror fun with some silly comedy elements thrown in there. So, there you have it. That averages out to, by the way, a 2.3 out of 5. Going back to what I was saying last night, getting 2.2 or better is generally a good indication that you're probably going to have some fun. It's going to be entertaining. If it starts getting under that, you start hitting the 2.1, the 2, and whatnot, then it's going to get rough. I mean, sure, we're sort of in that rough territory, but I still think it's good. So sometimes you can't always go by the average. You got to look at that overall impression and enjoyment factor to get maybe a better picture of the film. But there you have it. Dr. Phibes Rises Again. No, I just want to call him Phibes, man. Why? I am going to get AI and have them... No, I'm not going to get AI to replace all the Phibes with Phibes. Though it would be an interesting experiment. So, okay, there you have it. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Disagree with me? Have you seen it? Have you haven't seen it? What's the weather like? How are you doing? You doing fine? I'm fine. I'm doing good. You're doing good. That's great. All right. Anyways, thank you again for watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. Yes. And remember, internet, to stay scary and sexy. And also, you're in the desert and you see a beautiful woman dancing in the ways of the desert. It's either a mirage or it's a trap. But it's most likely going to be a trap, because your mirages are going to be more like looking like water and stuff. It's not going to look like some sexy belly dancer lady that you're just like, ooh, yeah, shake it, baby, shake it, money maker, come on, mama, give me that, oh, those hips, oh, it's like a snake, it's hypnotic, it's all, ooh, No, it's a trap, man. It's a trap. It is a damn trap. It's always a trap. It's always a trap. Especially for a guy like me. If a beautiful woman just like all of a sudden was just like lift up the shirt and went, hey baby, you want some of this? It's like, oh, no, I'm not that stupid. Like you're like, I'm going to die or something. Cause woman like that ain't gonna be like, oh, all over. I mean, look at this. You think the hot chick is just gonna be all like, yeah, right now? No, of course not. It's a trap. It's a trap. They're hoping that your desperation and loserdom compels you to go get her. But I'm smarter than that, because I am aware of my inadequacies. You know what? Maybe I'll just go, because maybe I'll get a little something before I die. Most of the time it's not going to happen though, but I wasn't doing anything else with my pathetic existence. All right, let's go, girl. All right. Yeah.